Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to deep dive into something I think we all struggle with on the course.
Oh, yeah.
The pre-shot routine.
Mhm.
Getting our heads right before we swing.
Absolutely.
Specifically, we're looking at how to integrate, like, the mental side with the physical steps.
Yeah.
Our guide for this is a book called The New Golf Mind
Okay.
by Dr. Gary Wireman, Larry Sheehan, and Dr. Richard Koop.
Interesting.
Now, what I found really interesting about this book
Yeah.
is it breaks the whole pre-shot routine down into a chain of 13 link actions.
Oh, wow.
Each of these links has both a physical component and a mental component.
That's interesting.
So we're going to explore some of those specific links,
Okay.
but we're also going to get into this idea that the book talks about of the left brain analyzer versus the right brain integrator.
I like that.
And we'll talk about how those sneaky, intrusive thoughts
Yeah.
can really mess up our flow.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Those are the worst.
When you're feeling good and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh no, completely throws you off.
Totally.
So this chain metaphor
Yeah.
is brilliant
It is.
because it shows how each action kind of builds on the previous one
Right.
towards, successfully hitting the ball.
Yeah. You're building momentum.
It's not just going through the motions.
Yeah.
It's about creating a seamless flow between the physical and the mental
Exactly.
to prepare you to hit the shot.
I love that.
Okay, so let's look at a few specific links
Okay. Yeah.
in this chain and how they work.
Let's do it.
Link 3 really stood out to me.
Okay.
Now, this is all about checking the wind.
Right.
So obviously, we've all done this,
Sure.
tossing up some grass to see which way the wind is blowing.
Yep.
But what the new golf mind emphasizes is the mental side of this is where the magic happens.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So it's not enough to just, see which way the wind is blowing.
Right.
But what's the mental part of that link?
Yeah.
The mental part is using that information to make strategic decisions.
Oh, okay.
So am I going to adjust my club selection? Am I going to aim a little left or right?
Right.
Because of the wind. And that is what the mental part of this link is all about.
Yeah. You got to have a plan.
And the book really emphasizes this.
Yeah.
That conscious connection between, analyzing the wind
Right.
and then adjusting your strategy
You got it.
is what strengthens the chain
Interesting.
and leads to more consistent results.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like you're taking in information with the physical, sending it to the mental side to make a plan.
Yep.
And then they work together
Yeah, I like that.
to, hopefully hit a good shot.
That's cool.
Okay. What about another link?
Yeah, let's hear it.
What really stood out to you?
Okay, so link 8 really shows how powerful visualization can be.
Okay.
The physical action here is just looking down the fairway.
Okay.
But mentally, you should be thinking back to a time when you hit a really similar shot really well and feel that confidence again
Yeah.
and picture that exact ball flight that you want.
You're setting yourself up for success.
You're priming your mind and body
I love that.
for success. Yeah.
It's like you're building a positive mental blueprint
Yeah.
before you even swing.
Total.
All right, let's fast forward to right before we swing.
Okay.
Link 12.
Link 12.
That's happening here.
All right. So this is where everything comes together.
Okay.
Physically, you're grounding yourself.
Okay.
You're squaring the club face to the target, settling into a balanced stance.
Okay.
Mentally, you should be laser focused on that target.
Okay.
Just take a quick glance at the ball, but then shift your gaze back to the target
Okay.
and hold that picture in your mind.
So at this point, your left brain has done all the analyzing,
Yep. All the decision making
all the decision making.
is done.
Now it's time for the right brain to take over.
Yeah. The right brain's ready.
Okay. So that brings us to this idea
Yeah.
of the left brain analyzer versus the right brain integrator.
Right.
Can you break that down for us a little more?
Sure. So the new golf mind uses this model to explain how our brains work during the swing.
Okay.
Our left brain, it's all about logic,
Okay.
language, analyzing information.
Okay.
It's what we use for the first 4 links in the chain.
Got it.
You're assessing the lie, calculating the yardage,
Right.
figuring out the wind.
Making decisions about what club to use.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Strategy.
Exactly.
Okay.
But once we've gathered all that info, we got to shift gears.
Okay, so that's where the right brain comes in.
Right.
Right.
The right brain is the integrator.
Okay.
It's intuitive, feeling-based,
Right.
focused on taking action.
Okay.
So ideally links 5 through 13.
Got it.
Should be our right brain.
Interesting.
This is where we trust our instincts,
Okay.
rely on muscle memory,
Yeah.
let the swing happen. smoothly and naturally.
It's like silencing that inner critic.
Yes.
You know,
So
and just letting your body
yeah.
do what it knows how to do.
Just let it happen.
But, and I think we've all experienced this.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes those intrusive thoughts
Yeah.
just kind of creep in
Yeah.
and mess up the flow.
It's like they're waiting for the worst time
I know.
to jump out.
You're standing over the ball.
Yeah.
You're feeling good.
Yep.
And then bam, all of a sudden I'm thinking like,
Yeah.
don't chunk this.
Oh, no.
Don't chunk it.
Oh, you did.
Everyone's watching me.
Right.
Got to make this shot.
Yeah, I got impressed.
It's like that thought just instantly breaks the chains.
Gone. Yeah, it's like these little gremlins in our minds.
Yeah.
Just waiting to sabotage our swing.
Yeah.
And they feed off of, doubt and fear.
Right.
And they pull us right back.
Yeah.
That left brain dominance.
And that's what throws everything off.
Right. It's that shift back to the left bro when we were doing so good with the right brain.
It's like we're suddenly overthinking everything instead of trusting our instincts.
Right. And the new golf mind actually calls these thoughts chain breakers.
Okay.
So they're breaking that chain. They disrupt the flow.
Right.
Introduce tension.
Yeah.
And they can even rewrite the motor program for our swing.
Oh, wow.
With like negative images and anxieties.
That's so interesting.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
How our thoughts can have such a big impact
Yeah.
on how we actually perform.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The book gives some really clear examples
of
these chain-breaking thoughts.
Like what?
Things like, I need to hit a good shot here.
Oh, yeah.
If I could just birdie this hole.
Right.
Or don't pull the club inside too quickly this time.
Oh, man, I've thought that a million times.
I know, we've all had these thoughts.
So many times.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting? Even something that seems positive,
Oh, okay.
like I'm going to crush this drive,
Yeah.
can be disruptive
Oh, really?
if it shifts your focus away from the present moment
Oh, I see.
and back into that analytical left brain.
It's like you're getting ahead of yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So the key is to recognize these thoughts
Mm-hmm.
when they pop up
Okay.
and have a strategy for getting back on track.
Yeah. Because you can feel it happening, right?
Yeah.
You can.
When that thought creeps in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we actually do that?
Yeah. How do you get rid of the gremlins?
How do we silence those gremlins? How do we regain control of the chain
Right.
once those thoughts pop in our head?
Okay, so the new golf mind suggests this really simple but powerful technique.
Okay.
Restart the chain.
Okay.
Just step back from the ball,
Mm-hmm.
take a breath,
Okay.
and literally go back to a point in your routine
Okay.
where you feel that right brain integrator back in control.
Got it.
It might be as far back as link 9
Okay.
with the practice swing.
Okay.
Or maybe just like a step or two back.
I see.
It's like hitting the reset button
Yeah.
on your mental state
Right.
so that you can re-engage
Yeah.
that intuitive, action-oriented part of your brain.
It's like you're reminding yourself, okay, I already made a plan.
Right.
I trust my abilities.
Yep.
Let's just stick to the script and execute.
Let's go.
This makes me think of that story about Billy Casper,
Oh, yeah. What about him?
the legendary pro golfer.
Oh, yeah. He was awesome.
So apparently he was so committed to having this uninterrupted mental flow
Yeah.
during his pre-shot routine
Right.
that if he heard a camera click,
Oh, wow.
he would stop,
Really?
walk back to his bag,
Wow.
and restart the entire routine
From scratch.
from scratch.
That's dedication.
I know.
That's awesome.
It just shows how seriously elite athletes take their mental game.
Yeah, they know how important it is.
Because they understand even the slightest disruption
Can have a huge impact
can throw you off. Yeah.
on their performance.
Big time.
It really highlights the importance of not just, going through the motions,
Right.
but being fully present
Yeah.
and engaged in each step,
You got it.
both physically and mentally.
Totally.
But isn't there a time when we need that left brain analysis
Oh, yeah.
during the swing?
Interesting.
Like sometimes adjustments have to be made on the fly.
Right. You can't always plan for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do we reconcile that?
That's a great question. And yeah, of course, there are times when you got to make the split-second adjustments
Right.
based on what's happening.
Yeah.
But the key is that those adjustments should come from a place of instinct and experience,
Yeah.
not from like overthinking
Yeah.
or second-guessing yourself.
So it's about finding that balance
Yeah.
between deliberate pre-shot planning
Mm-hmm.
and trusting our intuition
Yes.
during the swing itself. So how does this left brain, right brain thing
Yeah.
actually play out
Yeah.
in a real life scenario?
Yeah. Let's hear an example.
Can you give us an example?
Okay, so Imagine you're on the tee box
Okay.
of a tight par 4.
Okay.
So your left brain kicks in to analyze the situation.
Right.
You check the wind.
Yep.
You consider the hazards.
Mm-hmm.
You decide to hit a safe iron shot
Okay.
right down the fairway.
Okay. Yep.
You go through your pre-shot routine,
Okay.
building that chain link by link.
Uh-huh.
But then as you're standing over the ball,
Uh-oh.
you think, what if I try to cut the corner with my driver?
Oh, yeah.
I can get closer to the green.
Classic left brain.
Right.
Taking over at the worst time.
Yeah. That's your left brain trying to take over at the worst possible moment.
And that's when you got to step back.
Right.
Recognize that intrusive thought.
Yeah.
And restart your routine.
You got it.
Go back to your breathing, reestablish your grip, and refocus on that smooth, confident iron shot that you originally planned.
That you had planned all along.
It's like reminding yourself,
Yeah.
I already made a plan.
I trust myself.
I trust my abilities.
So,
Let's just execute.
it's about silencing that second-guessing voice.
Yeah.
And letting the right brain do what it does best. Swing the club with confidence and grace.
This is making me think about how often we get in our own way.
Oh, yeah.
Not just in golf,
In life.
but in life in general. We overthink things.
Yeah.
We second-guess ourselves. We let those intrusive thoughts just dictate our actions.
They run the show.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this concept of the chain and the left brain, right brain interplay is so relevant beyond the golf course.
I agree.
That's like a metaphor
It is.
for how we approach
Yeah.
any challenging situation in life
Totally.
that requires both planning and execution.
I love that.
So what you're saying is this chain
Yeah.
isn't just about hitting a golf ball.
Oh.
It's about finding that sweet spot
Yeah.
between thoughtful planning and intuitive action
Yes.
in any area of life.
I think so.
Right. That we can train ourselves to be more aware
Yeah.
of when those gremlins are trying to take over
Totally.
and consciously choose to step back
Yes.
and reconnect with that flow state.
I love that.
You know what's so cool about this book, The New Golf Mind?
What's that?
It doesn't just present this concept,
Right.
but it gives you actual tools
Oh, wow.
for applying it.
Okay.
Like it has exercises in there
Oh, cool.
for strengthening your right brain integration,
Like what?
like practicing your swing with your eyes closed.
Oh, wow.
So you can really tune into those physical sensations
That's why.
and not be so reliant on visual cues.
Interesting.
So you're learning to feel the swing,
Yeah.
not just see it.
I like that.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive
It has.
into the pre-shot routine.
Yeah,
and I feel like we've learned a lot that goes way beyond just golf.
I agree.
But one question that keeps coming back to me
Yeah.
is if this approach of linking mental and physical actions works so well for golf,
Yeah.
do you think it could be used in other areas of life?
Absolutely. I think any activity where performance under pressure is important
Okay.
could benefit from this.
Okay.
Like, how about public speaking?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You could create a physical routine,
Okay.
like taking a deep breath, adjusting the microphone,
Okay.
making eye contact with the audience,
Right.
and then each of those physical actions could have a corresponding mental cue,
Okay.
like calming your nerves, focusing on your message, connecting with your listeners.
It's like you're creating a chain,
It is.
a personalized chain of actions to guide you through it.
You got it.
And the more you practice it, the more confident you'll become.
And less likely to get derailed by intrusive thoughts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like taking those principles from the new golf mind and applying them to any area of life.
Yeah, because ultimately it's not just about hitting a perfect golf shot or delivering a flawless presentation.
Right.
It's about mastering our minds and finding that flow and presence in everything we do.
Well said. I think that's the perfect place to wrap up this deep dive.
I agree.
Thanks for joining us
Of course.
on this journey into the pre-shot routine
Yeah, this is fun.
and the power of the mind-body connection.
Powerful stuff.
And remember, it's not just about perfecting your swing.
No,
It's about mastering your mind.
I love that.
Until next time, keep swinging for the fences
Yeah.
and keep exploring those chains in every aspect of your life.